Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second episode of the Asian Vision Dialogue. Meet me, Him Satirot, the host of today's program. The topic of discussion today is about the 13th Asia-Europe meeting summit or the 13th Asem summit, which Cambodia will be the host country and it will be convened on the 25th and 26th November this year. We have Dr. Chiang Vandarat, the president of Asian Vision Institute as the in-house panelist, and we have Dr. Chunboran Janbaray, the strategic advisor to AVI as the guest of honor today. So greeting Dr. Boray and Dr. Vandarat. So Dr. Boray and Dr. Vandarat, we've known that Cambodia will convene the 13th Asem Summit on the 25th to 26th November this month. So what will be the key agenda or the key discussion topic that will be addressed in the meeting?
Thank you again, Stirot, for having me on. Yes, indeed, Cambodia will be hosting the Asem 13 Summit next week under the theme Strengthening Multilateralism for Shared Growth. I think the theme can suggest key issues, main agenda for the discussion during the summit. I think the summit will be looking at ways on how to strengthen multilateralism to address global and regional challenges of our time, particularly the COVID-19 pandemic, and how to promote the post-pandemic socio-economic recovery. We also need to strengthen multilateralism to address many regional and international hotspots, including climate change. I'm glad that world leaders adopted Paris Climate Agreement during the COP26 in Glasgow. I think it's a positive development that Asem leaders can build upon to address challenges from climate change. Besides that, we also need to strengthen multilateralism to address tensions, being regional tensions or international tensions, particularly tension derived from increasingly sharpened rivalry among major powers, tensions from disputes and conflicts in the region and around the globe. The Asem 13 Summit, I believe, will be also a good platform where Asem leaders can, promote social cooperation and cultural links between Asia and Europe. Ultimately, this is one of the largest platforms in the world. In fact, this is the second largest platform, just second to the United Nations system, with 51 member countries and two regional organizations, one from Europe, the EU, and the other one from Asia, ASEAN. So those are main issues, key of focus that Asem leaders will be discussing during the summit.
I just want to add on to the key agendas because we are in the period of the pandemic crisis and then the post-pandemic social economic recovery. So I think the world leaders from the ASEM members will try to figure out the ways to recover in a more resilient, inclusive and sustainable way, because actually crisis create opportunities for reform, structural reform at the national level, also at the international level. So that is the opportunity, real opportunity for Asem leaders to really restructure the economy in order to make sure that everyone will benefit from this post-pandemic recovery. So this is, I think, will be the main focus, and the Phnom Penh Declaration on the post-pandemic social economic recovery, I think, will be one of the key highlights. In addition to that, as Dr. Boray mentioned about climate change, because the event going to take place after Glasgow COP26 summit. So we need to carry on a certain policy agenda that we adopted at the COP26, and how we can develop more a concrete action plan COP26, and how we can realize these kind of commitments. And the third one is, of course, we are trying to promote this trade liberalization and investment liberalization and facilitation between the two regions. So how we can use this Asem mechanism to further kind of deepen economic ties between the two regions. Some have proposed, Dr. Boray used to say about the possibility of having ASEAN EU FTA, for instance, right? So this is kind of an opportunity for exploring this kind of proposal.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dr. Vanrat. Dr. Boray, we know that we have been trying for to be the host of this summit for 2 years already. So what will be the key deliverable for the meeting?
As Dr. Vanrat has alluded to, Cambodia will be trying to adopt the Phnom Penh statement on post-COVID-19 socio-economic recovery, because we are now in the context of battling with COVID-19 and promoting the post-pandemic recovery, and how to prepare ourselves for the new normal, and to build our communities across Asia and Europe into a resilient, sustainable, and inclusive communities. So this is number one. Number two is a common practice of Asem. The host, Cambodia, will present the chair statement of the Asem 13 summit. As far as I know, senior officials from Asem partners have been working really hard to negotiate the text on the chairman's statement, and I believe that they have shown, high degree of flexibility in order to push forward the negotiation process to make sure that the adoption of the chairman's statement will reflect, partnership between Asia and Europe, solidarities among Asem family, and share commitment to promote multilateralism to address common challenges of our time, as reflected by the theme of the Asem 13 summit. Lastly, Asem leaders will also adopt the third statement, which is the statement on Asem connectivity. Connectivity is key, to promote mutual understanding, mutual trust, cooperation for win-win outcomes for the people in Asia and Europe. And I know that senior officials have been working on the text for almost 2 years now. There is high hope that the statement on Asem connectivity will be adopted during the summit.
Okay, so what about the challenges in the summit? What are the expected challenges that can be appear in the summit, Dr. Vanrat?
Well, there's plenty of challenges during the summit, because we see the dynamics and evolving geopolitical tensions and rivalry especially between the U.S. and China. And of course, we have some positive sign after the Biden-Xi summit. So it's a good sign for the region and the world at large, because U.S.-China relation is the most important bilateral relationship in the world. So it's very consequential, whatever they do and behave. So that is one dimension, looking at the challenges coming from geopolitical tension. And of course, I think Dr. Borrell know very well during the tax negotiation, I think we see the kind of different camps, right? U.S. and its allies on one camp, and China, Russia on the other camp. And they try to challenge each other. When the other party inserts certain words that they don't think is appropriate or they don't want to support, they will fight against those terms and words. So, diplomacy is about the war of words, it's about wording. Because who can push certain narrative and certain agenda, then it can gain more advantage. So a narrative matter in diplomacy. That's why multilateral diplomacy, multilateral meeting like Asem matter, because they want to push certain narrative to this kind of multilateral platform. So this kind of competition very dynamic and complex. And of course, other hot issue happening on the ground, such as Myanmar issue, for instance, ongoing maritime security in the South China Sea, East China Sea, the Korean Peninsula. I'm not sure whether Afghanistan issue will be tabled at the summit, because I think the peace building, peacemaking there remain complex. And of course, Iran nuclear program, those kind of security issue, I think, and AUKUS, this kind of quasi military alliances in the region. This is very complex. But come to economic, social, cultural issue, I think it's not so much complex and sensitive, because I think they share the same vision and the same interest when it comes to economic recovery, social, economic development, and so on. So those are some of the challenges I think they need to address, but mainly coming from the geopolitical dimension.
For me, challenges might be coming from two aspects. Substance-wise, as Dr. Van Ret has just mentioned, and in terms of logistic arrangements, as the host, we have to prepare for all kinds of challenges. I do agree with Dr. Van Ret on challenges related to substantive issues in the negotiation, and challenges related to different commitment and different positions of Asem partners on how to address, a myriad of issues which are, common issues of our times. But from a logistic arrangements perspective, I think it will be also a challenge for the host country, Cambodia, because the summit will be the first one to be convened via a video conference. And convening a meeting virtually is not easy at all, especially when leaders from 51 countries and high representative from 2 regional organizations will be attending the meeting. So I think Cambodia will have to address those logistic issues. But it is worth noticing that Cambodia had always been hopeful to organize Asem Summit in a physical format. But due to COVID-19, we have to let go those hopes. But with regret, with I don't know, because if we can organize the summit physically, it will be the biggest diplomatic gathering in the history of Cambodia. Nevertheless, the Asem 13 summit will be very crucial for Cambodia, although it will be organized virtually. if it is convened smoothly and successfully, it will be a diplomatic success for Cambodia. It will help Cambodia to promote its image on the world stage. It will help Cambodia to promote its role in the international community, especially during the time of crisis as we are facing at the moment.
So you mean that the successful of the Asem summit for Cambodia is quite crucial, and not quite crucial but very important. But besides the diplomatic weight in the region or in the world, what else do this meeting convey to Cambodia? I mean, what else do this meeting means to Cambodia besides the diplomatic weight?
Well, first, Cambodia, a small country, it is the first time to host this kind of big summit. It will help us to strengthen our institutional capacity, organizational capacity, human resource development, because I believe that Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other related agencies have been working very hard over the past 1.5 years, right? Yeah. Because of the COVID-19, they extended, postponed the summit from last year to this year. Twice. So the process matters as, kind of equally important to the outcome of the summit itself, because it's a learning process, and this will prepare Cambodian diplomats for future big events. And of course, the value of multilateralism that have been embraced by Cambodia, and now they do it by themselves. So I think this value of multilateralism will be ingrained somehow in the Cambodian foreign policy DNA, right? At least for many more decades to come. So that is a positive, because I believe that multilateralism for small state like Cambodia will serve us, the best, because we rely on international system, multilateralism to protect our interests, and of course, we don't have much resources to compete, but just utilize whatever we have in order to exert our leverage and gain as much as we can when it comes to national interest.
Yeah, I do agree that with Dr. Wanred that the summit will be a manifestation of Cambodia's commitment to multilateralism. At the same time, it will provide Cambodia to pay back to the international community, because Cambodia has gone through rough periods in its history, but with the support and assistance from the international community, we could successfully end civil war. We could kickstart a national reconciliation process. And now it is time that Cambodia can prove to the international community that with their help, with their assistance, we can stand on our own. And on top of that, we can provide back to the international community. We can contribute back to the promotion of multilateralism. We can contribute to the promotion of global peace, cooperation, and prosperity. This is, I think, a very important narrative that the Asem 13 Summit can be built for the interests of Cambodia and its people. From an economic and cultural perspective, the summit will provide an important platform that countries in Asia and Europe can promote their economic relations and social cultural links for the interests of the people in the two continents. It might pave the way for the resumption of the FTA negotiation between ASEAN and the EU, as Dr. Chiang Manrat has mentioned earlier on. And I think, and more importantly, Asem can provide a learning opportunity for Cambodian youth. Because Cambodia is very young and dynamic in terms of demography, and this is the opportunity for them, to learn, to have a greater exposure to main events like Asem, which will be taking place in their home country. So I do encourage youth to follow, the Asem 13 summit and try to understand, regional and international developments of our time, and how, to present their ideas, which might be absorbed by world leaders and put as main agenda within the framework of Asem.
So will the success of the 13th Asem Summit contribute to the success of the Cambodian ASEAN Chairmanship in 2022, Doctor?
It's hard to say how to connect these two, but at least we have learned how to organize it online, virtually. And ASEAN next year will be half online and half physical, right?
Yeah.
So for the first 6 months will be virtually conducted. And ASEAN is smaller scale, so perhaps it's easier to manage than ASEM. So we already kind of achieve a higher level of coordination at ASEM. So we come to ASEAN maybe less. But of course ASEAN has a lot of meeting on the sidelines, right?
Yeah.
Ministerial meeting, council meeting and so on. So more meetings during the ASEAN. So that is I think along the way, I think Cambodia have learned how to organize, especially how to negotiate tax.
Yeah.
Because I think negotiating tax is the most difficult. So it's not easy at all. The wording, phrase and sentence and so on. So this is a learning phase. So when it comes to the ASEAN chairmanship, I think this knowledge can help them to facilitate better in terms of consultation and dialogue.
So thank you, Dr. Wanarat, and thank you, Dr. Baray, for sharing your insightful perspective on the 13th Asem Summit, which Cambodia will be the host. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and here we comes to an end of the Asian Vision Dialogue. Thank you, and see you again in the next episode.